everyone, so this video is going to be about 5 different ways you can improve your art, but first of all, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by Amino. So Amino is the very best place to connect with people who share your interests because there's a whole bunch of different communities or Aminos for every interest you can pretty much imagine. There's pixel art, which would be interesting. I kind of want to join that one. There's like digital art. I'm currently in the crafty Amino and the art Amino. So something that's really cool and unique about this app is the live layer here. So for instance, right now there's 105 people chatting, there's 21 people voting on polls, there's 470 people browsing. There's always something to do and there's tons of like-minded people you can discover. There's also a cool post here on the featured, which is a video of someone sharing their digital art tips. So they go really in depth and it can be really helpful for some people. And you can tell they really care about what they're posting. There's so many features that allow you to connect with other people, especially in the public chat room tab, where you can jump in on any chat room that kind of piques your interest. So make sure to download Art Amino if you're interested and check out my profile. And I'm actually going to have a quiz on here that's kind of like trivia about my channel. And we'll see who gets the highest score on the quiz, who knows my channel the best. I thought that'd be pretty interesting, so I hope you check it out. And thank you so much to Amino for sponsoring this video. So like I said at the beginning, this video is going to be about 5 different ways to improve your art. So for draw from life, basically the more you draw from life, the better you get at observational drawing. And the thing about drawing from life is that the reason why it can be difficult is because your brain thinks that the object works a certain way, where your eyes are actually seeing something different, so you end up drawing what you think it looks like rather than what it actually looks like. So the more you draw from life, the more you get better at seeing what the object looks like and then translating that to paper. And the more things you draw, the more you kind of expand your library of what you are able to draw. So say you draw trees a lot, eventually you won't need to look at a photo to draw a tree anymore because you know what it looks like. And the same thing can happen for any object. So that's why it's really important to draw from life. And the thing about drawing from photographs, you can. It's just that photographs tend to really like flatten things and distort things sometimes. So drawing from life is of course ideal, but from photographs is fine too if that's the only thing you can have. Like obviously you can't go and find a giraffe and draw a giraffe from life unless you live by a zoo or something, or you live where giraffes live. And just it'll increase your overall line quality, and just basically the more you draw, the better you get at controlling your hand and your brain and actually drawing what you can picture in your head or what you see in front of you. And the next way to improve your art, this kind of applies to drawing people, is to do anatomy studies and also life drawing. So this is meant to help with drawing the human body, and the best way to learn how to draw people and figures and the human body is to just draw them. So the more you draw people, it just gets easier and easier. So I would recommend taking a life drawing class or going to random online pose generators. I'll put some links in the description to that if you're interested. And also do gesture drawings, which is basically a fast, quick drawing of a figure. It can be quite big if you want, and this is just meant to help you capture the movement of the pose and the energy, and this can help with making poses less stiff because stiffness is something that is really easy to fall into, and I am definitely guilty of drawing really stiff things. And by going to school and taking life drawing classes, I feel like I'm getting better at making things not as stiff. You can also do, as well as gesture drawings, you can do longer poses just to practice rendering the figure, working with light and shadow. Another good way to understand the figure is to look at the skeleton and muscles, which seems really boring, but it's actually kind of interesting. At least I find the skeleton interesting. The muscles I find a little bit dry, but studying the skeleton I found quite interesting, and you can kind of get to know where the skin sits on the body. It's just really interesting to learn about that. So basically, the more you draw people, the better you'll get at drawing people, and the more you draw anything, the better you'll become at drawing that thing. Another really great way to improve your art is to keep a sketchbook, and by keep a sketchbook I mean use your sketchbook as much as you can. Your sketchbook is the best place to practice because you just have endless pages. You can keep flipping and draw as much as you want, anything you want. You can try anything. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because that's what a sketchbook is for. And try to be consistent and try to fill sketchbooks. And by consistent, I mean try to sketch a lot. Don't like necessarily draw the same thing. That's not what I mean by consistent. I mean just like try to keep up with it. And the more you draw, the more you learn, basically. And it can be difficult to kind of draw on a timely schedule like drawing daily is what I would recommend. And it might help to like kind of designate a specific time to draw. So maybe for like at least half an hour every night, or longer on the weekends once you're done work or school or all your homework or your chores for the day. Try to designate a time to sketch. Or if you don't have anything to do, just take out your sketchbook. If you're watching a TV show that you don't really need to pay that much attention to, sketch while you watch TV. I do that a lot. And sometimes I'll draw some of the characters that I see on the screen or some of the scenes, or I'll be inspired by someone's outfit. Sketchbooks are a great way to track your progress with your art, just to see how much you've improved and how far you've come. And I would definitely put a start date and an end date on them. And you can look back and see how far you've come, and that's a really big motivator to just keep going and keep drawing. Another way to improve your art is to step out of your comfort zone, and by this I mean draw things that you don't usually draw. If you can draw a large variety of different things, art will just be so much more interesting instead of just drawing like say portraits all the time. Of course, you don't have to necessarily follow this. Like if you're fine with just drawing the same thing over and over, that's fine for you. But if you're looking to like really broaden your horizon, learning how to draw everything can really help. And I don't just mean like all different kinds of animals and plants and people and buildings. I mean like styles and like the combination of those elements. So like different scenes. Try to tell stories with your art. I want to try to work on my expressions. Just basically stepping out of your comfort zone. Just draw things that don't just default to what you always draw. Try to think more about things that you've never really drawn before, or things that you tend to neglect, and try to draw those. Like for instance, I never really draw cars ever. Like I've never really drawn a car before, so I might try to draw some vehicles in my sketchbook soon. It's something that I want to try, or at least draw them from life, because the better, like I've been doing a lot of observational drawing in school, and I find myself being able to sketch real life objects so much better now, and I find it easier to also draw things from my head too. Like I'm just find myself learning a lot just from drawing from life and drawing all these things that I've never really drawn before. It's really helping me with my art, so I would definitely recommend you try doing this. And also I just want to like draw different styles too. Like I want to draw different ages of people. I don't want to just draw the same thing forever and ever. I want to try to broaden my horizon as much as I can, and I'd recommend you try to do this too. And the last thing, and this is the most important thing, the biggest secret for improving your art the best possible way, is practice, time, and patience, which I know is not what people want to hear, but it's the only thing. You can follow all these steps, but they're only effective over a long period of time. Practice makes progress, so you don't strive to be perfect, strive to improve. And try to enjoy the process, even though sometimes like drawing has its ups and downs. There's days where you can be really frustrated, and there's days where you can be really enjoying what you're doing. It's all worth it in the end, and it all takes time, but don't worry, just keep drawing, try to enjoy it, and know that it will take some time before you reach the level you want to. You will reach the level, you just gotta give it time, that's all. So I hope these tips were helpful. Thanks again to Amino for sponsoring this video, and if you want to go fill out that JelArts trivia thing, it's a quiz on my Art Amino account. The link will be in the description as well. So again, draw from life, do anatomy studies or life drawing, keep a sketchbook, step out of your comfort zone, and give it time. Those are my tips for how to improve your art. And if you want another video like this or anything similar, let me know in the comments. And just try to have fun with art. Don't try to overthink it, because if you overthink it, you'll start to not enjoy it as much. And I've experienced this so many times. As soon as I start overthinking it and it's not as like spontaneous or natural, like if I think about it too hard, what should I draw? What am I gonna do? I start to not enjoy it that much. So that would also be another tip. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.